Okay, let's have a look at the answers to these puzzles. First, let's tackle the easy one. Right, white to play and give checkmate on the very next move. Let's light up the possible escape squares for the black king. There we go, thank you computer. We have to check any square with a white piece on, because the black king might be able to take it. Well, the white king covers f3, the e3 pawn covers f4, the g4 pawn covers f5, and the white queen covers e5. But there are still a few squares left. To give check and cover all these squares, we're going to need to use the queen. A good way to give checkmate is to move your queen next to the enemy king as long as the queen is safe. So the queen must be defended so the enemy king can't take it. And it must be safe from the other enemy pieces too. Can you find the right square for the white queen? Here the pawn defends the queen so the black king can't take the queen, and none of the other black pieces can take the queen here either. Medium puzzle, and it's black to play and mate in 2. So which of these 3 highlighted squares is safe for the white king? The black bishop covers 2 of them, so only h1 is safe. What can we do? The rook could give checkmate, but the white rook defends against that. The queen could give checkmate, but the white knight defends against that. So the white knight and white rook are doing important jobs. Sometimes we should try to get rid of enemy pieces doing important jobs. Usually we wouldn't trade a queen for a rook. Normally a queen is worth 9 pawns, and a rook is only 5 pawns. But because the white rook is defending against checkmate, it's actually worth more than the black queen. White has no choice and has to take the queen with the knight. And with the rook removed, the black rook can give checkmate. Right, just the hard puzzle left, and it's white to play and mate in 3 moves. And white has done a good job here. Queen and rooks are pointing towards the black king, bishops are well placed, and a pawn has somehow sneaked onto the 7th rank. So where can the black king go? Here are the possible squares, but the queen attacks along the e-file, the bishop defends the pawn, and the pawn covers the last square. So the black king is stuck, which is great. The first thing to do is to investigate checks. There are 3 ways for white to give check. Let's see if any of them can help us win the game. The f4 bishop can give check by taking the black pawn on d6, but black seems to have this defended. And the queen can give check by moving to either e7 or e8, but black seems to have e7 covered, and e8 too. So we're going to need to do some clever thinking. Well, it is the hard puzzle. This bishop check would be checkmate if the white pawn weren't in the way of double check. So how do we get the pawn out of the way? It can't move forward, so it will have to take a black piece. e8 looks more likely, so let's move our queen there. Black can take back with the rook or bishop, and it doesn't matter which. Now we can get the pawn out of the way. Black has to take this queen. And now our bishop can move to give double check. The only way out of double check is to move the king. And black can't do that.